Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel or my page, depending on where you're seeing this video. It may be on YouTube, Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, or even Pinterest videos as well. I often just recycle videos on different platforms because I have different audiences per platform. So, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Kira. I'm the owner and founder of Deluxe Designs, aka DE. That's what I refer to it as most of the time. I wanted to come on here for another chit chat video just to talk with everyone, give updates, and that sort of thing. As mentioned in numerous videos here, numerous posts, I have made a move to a new state. With this move, it has brought some challenges along with some benefits as well. But I just wanted to talk about both. A conversation came up here recently where it didn't rub me the wrong way, but it shed light on different perspectives about how people view you moving or making a change for yourself. And I want to say in all that when you find an avenue to make a move and do something new for yourself, and you know it's going to bring you happiness, you know it's going to bring you more progress, make that move. Okay? I'm not talking just physically. If you want to move and do something different in your business, do it. Okay? If you can, you're the only one that can see the benefits there, that's fine, because those benefits are for you anyway. They're not for a whole bunch of other people. If you want to move towards like renewing friendships, renewing relationships, or cutting off friendships, cutting off relationships, make whatever move is best for you. All right. It's not good to live your life for other people. It's not good to make other people more comfortable than making yourself comfortable. Okay. It's not good to uphold others' happiness over your happiness. Okay. Just make that move. Make everything better for yourself. We are currently living in, I call them troubling times, but we've been in worse situations than this, unfortunately. I'm currently in the country of the United States. I know that I have audience members that are part of other continents, which is crazy to me, seeing people from, say, Africa watching my videos, Australia, and that sort of thing is always mind blowing to me because I've never been in those places. But I'm currently in the United States, and there's been a lot of just mess. I call it mess and drama. It's just been really, really messy. If you're on the outside looking in, yes, it is that bad. It is that bad. No matter what your political affiliation or who you view, overall, it's been messy so far. So I say all that to say, with everything going on, this is the perfect time for you to follow in whatever path you see best fit for you. This is the time. All right. Things may not get better. They may get worse, Then again, it may be vice versa. Things may get better instead of getting worse. Either way it goes, I feel like we should all follow and move to our own beat. Do not move because somebody else tell you to move. Do not make a move because other people are making that move. You do what's best for you. So that's just my little 2 cents there, as far as chit chatting go on that topic. But moving on, this move that I have made has been so refreshing. Like, it's been really refreshing. I lived with family for a couple of years, and I felt like I couldn't do any better than that. I realized that this was also internal in my own mind. It wasn't necessarily what other people were saying, but don't get me wrong, what other people were saying was affecting me mentally, emotionally, all of that, and physically. But Me personally, internally, I felt like I could not do any better than that. I felt like I had screwed my life up completely. And now that I'm in a different space, I'm not going to say a better space because I wasn't in a bad, space. I wasn't in a bad home. I wasn't in a bad neighborhood or anything like that. Um, I'm really grateful that this move was a move out of love as well. It wasn't me falling out with anybody. It wasn't me getting kicked out or, any type of drama or anything like that. I definitely didn't want to move with drama and baggage on my shoulders. And I'm really grateful and thankful that, I got the opportunity to move out of love. I first started to look for our new home, I believe it was in January of this year. So right now, everyone is doing the great lock in with TikTok. I believe that started last month or maybe the month before, but I've been locked in like that since January. It was just my own personal lock in. To be honest, I had gotten fed up with myself. Like I had gotten fed up with myself. I had gotten fed up with any excuses that I was making. And I would talk to one of my good friends about this all the time. And, she said, Kira, this is internal. This is something you're going through internal. And I realized that as well. So during the month of January, I literally locked in. I started to look at my budget first. That was the first thing that I did. Looked at how much money I had coming in and looked at what I could afford along with what I could cut out. So I cut out a lot of things. At the time, I was going to a lot of like events here and there, and those events cost. They were up here in the city of Charlotte a lot. So I had the cost of driving from South Carolina to North Carolina to attend these events. So around that time period, I slowed that down. I slowed that down a lot. There were a lot of events that I wanted to attend. And don't get me wrong, these weren't parties or club events and stuff like that. These were more of, say, sip and plant. You're sipping wine and planting plants while a curator is giving you instructions on how to plant that plant. Like, they were more so like educational events. But at the same time, I had to realize that this was not a need. So that was the first steps in my financial budgeting of figuring out what I did not need. So that was the first thing that I slowed down on. The second thing that I done was I unsubscribed to a lot of subscriptions. At the time, I had a bunch of subscriptions that I wasn't even using. Like on a daily basis, I would see Apple just ripping and going through my bank account. You would see withdrawals here and there, that $8, $9, $10 adds up over time. And I realized, I think at one point I was spending like $200 to $250 in subscriptions a month. And that is a lot. That's a lot. So I quickly cut off a lot of subscriptions and I only left the things that I was actually needing. Another thing that I done that surprisingly kind of lifted weight off my shoulders is that I cleaned out my phone. All right, I cleaned my phone out. I'm still in the process of fully just cleaning it out, but I started with old text messages. I went all the way to the bottom and realized that I had still had text messages in my phone from 2012. Okay, we're what, 2-3 months shy of 2026, and this was in January of this year that I finally I cleaned out old text messages. Some were from numbers that weren't even in my phone anymore because I've had multiple phones since that time period. But I cleaned out the text messages first, and then I went towards cleaning out the contact list. Now I think I have roughly under 60 phone numbers. And a majority of those are just phone numbers saved for like business purposes or just living purposes, different businesses that I call on a regular basis and stuff like that. And family. My family is heavily in my phone as contacts, but all of the connections that I made in college were still in my phone. Again, going back to say 2010, 2011, 2012, I got rid of all of that. All right. Now, the next step you may not be able to do because it is kind of a drastic step, but I went ahead and I changed my phone number. Yep. Again, because this is like the second time I've changed it in the last, say, 5 years. Now, the first time I changed it, I had to because they told me I could not port my old number over for whatever reason. I should have been able to port it over, but I was under my mom's plan back then. Now I have since gained my own plan, so I can do those sort of things, but I didn't want to port that number over. I didn't want to port it over. I wanted a new phone number. So I ported a new phone number, not ported, but I got a new phone number. And again, it was a way of just cleansing for me. It was a mental thing. Of course, I gave my new number to those set contacts that I still had in my phone. If I did not have your contact in my phone, I did not send, any text message with a new number. You would have to reach out to me directly. But that is what I've done there. I did not get a new phone because I just paid this phone off. Thankfully, I just paid it off. So the only thing that I pay for when it comes to my phone plan is the actual service. My phone is 100% paid off. So, yes. What did I do after that? After that, I believe I went through the purge of getting rid of old clothes that I may have had along with my child as well. Now, I'm a heavy shopper. I'm not going to lie. I like shopping for new clothes, new shoes, new accessories and stuff like that. So, for example, when it comes to accessories, I had a lot of just pointless jewelry. I wear these basic hoops 24/7. I wear them with other outfits and whatnot. That's my preference. So, I got rid of all of that, artificial jewelry and whatnot, all the big, colorful necklaces and earrings and bracelets and stuff like that. I threw them all away. Yep, I threw everything away. A lot of my clothes I got rid of. Anything with holes in it, that may have been dingy in color. The color may have been fading. I got rid of all of that. And ever since I did, I just feel more free. But those were examples of some of the steps that I took for my own personal great lock-in. And it helped a lot. And then from there, I moved towards finding us a place. I set a plan in place. Again, a budget. I saved a lot at the beginning of the year. And I hustled like crazy to get that savings. So now I'm in a different state. I'm in a different environment. And I feel like the move was worth it. It was something that needed to be done. I could have moved closer to home, but I opted to go where my heart and my prayers led me to go. So I say all that to say, if you're thinking about making a move and you know it's best for you, go for it. You have my full support. But make sure that you plan things out beforehand. Make sure that you put everything in motion beforehand. And you'll do just fine. Okay, but that's my 2 cents today. That's my little chit chat video. If you have any thoughts or comments, feel free to hop in the comment section. I would love to chat with everyone. But I'll look at those in a minute as well if you do comment because I have to get to work now. So, bye.